This family had been stranded on a deserted island for 5 whole days after their boat was damaged. Just when they were about to lose all hope, a fisherman discovered them in time. The kind fisherman brought fresh water to the man and even helped him carry his wife down from the small boat. Just when Jack thought he had encountered a good Samaritan, the fisherman Mark unexpectedly proposed an outrageous condition. He demanded that Jack pay him $1 million as his fee. For Jack, $1 million was an astronomical sum, but with his wife and children's lives hanging in the balance, the man had no choice but to agree to the demand. Jack promised he would borrow the money from friends. Upon hearing this, Mark immediately grabbed a nearby oar. The next second, when Jack woke up, his hands were tied with rope, and neither his wife nor children were on the boat. It turned out the cunning fisherman feared Jack would go back on his word, so he decided to get the money first before returning to the island to rescue them. Jack begged Mark to turn back and bring his wife and children, insisting he would definitely keep his word. But the fisherman simply didn't believe him. Soon they arrived at the dock, and Jack immediately began calling friends to raise the money. Fortunately, he had good relationships and quickly managed to borrow the funds. Jack then went to the bank and transferred all the money to Mark. After confirming the money had arrived, the fisherman took Jack to rescue his wife and children. He quickly found Jack a shabby little boat, but just as Jack entered the cockpit, Mark locked the door. Mark said this was to prevent Jack from calling the police, promising he would unlock it once they reached the island. Jack had no choice but to accept his terms. Soon they were out at sea. Mark waved for Jack to come closer, but when Jack approached, the fisherman came over carrying a harpoon. Mark then began stabbing at the bottom of Jack's boat. Jack instantly realized the severity of the situation and immediately tried to break down the door, but the space was too cramped for him to use his full strength. By now, the small boat had begun to leak. Jack desperately pleaded, but the other man remained unmoved. Only after the hull was completely punctured did Mark finally stop. The fisherman watched until the boat was completely submerged before leaving with peace of mind. As the seawater was about to engulf Jack's head, he used all his strength to remove the engine's gear lever, then frantically used it to smash the boat's glass. Fortunately, he managed to escape at the last moment, but tragically, in the endless expanse of ocean, there was nowhere for him to find refuge.